All right, YouTube, welcome back. So Caleb didn't go to the Philadelphia Car Show. Yeah, he's going. He's just trying to figure out what hottie he's going to take with him and how much it's going to cost him for the day and the night, right? Yeah, right? How much is it going to cost you for beers, food, hanging out?
$200.
Yeah, $200 date. So I went twice, actually. Once with April and my brother, and then Anthony, my son, the following time. And Ant's not a car guru, but I was trying to show him what I see when you talk about a customized vehicle. And I don't consider you going to, I don't know, Caleb. You go to, I don't even consider vinyl wrap customizing your car.
I mean, it depends.
It's not like a custom paint job. It's completely different.
No, it's different, but it's to the same effect.
It's a sticker on your car.
Yeah, but
it does take skill to put it down, but
that's my point.
Are you really custom? Is your car really a custom car if it has a sticker on it? Not really.
Well, it's to the same effect. Is your car really a custom car if all you do is do a custom paint job?
If it's a custom paint job, say pearl with flake and flop, and you have.
But I'm saying everything else is stock.
Custom paintwork, yeah, custom.
So then, if you have vinyl that looks the same as that custom paintwork,
it's a sticker. You're just laying out something someone printed. A paint guy created that.
Well, yeah.
It's not like someone's taking vinyl and from chemical reactions making the vinyl and then laying it.
I feel like if you're calling one custom, you gotta call the other.
Nah. Stickers aren't custom, dude. That's all. Your paint job on your Honda is custom. You peeled off
But
everything, you sanded it, you did it yourself.
But it's factory color, though.
You didn't pay anyone to do it. You did it yourself.
Oh, that's to the same thing. If you pay somebody to do a paint job,
Do
on
custom
your car,
work.
But if you paint somebody to do a paint job on your car versus wrapping your car yourself,
that's not custom to me. Custom means like, all right, you made your own custom cross member, you made your own custom fiberglass or carbon fiber parts. Like, think about what real custom is.
Well,
you made your own custom one-off air intake system or radiator support.
that's exactly what I'm doing. I have
This is my point.
I have a
So
one-off rad support.
in the
I'm gonna have
scale
one-off-
of customization, right, there was no Ken Diggett's at the Philadelphia Car Show. There was no, who was another popular supercar builder. He died, and he was a hothead all the time. I can't think about it. But anyway, there was nobody there at his level. A level of customization and fabrication and tinkering, and they're making frame rails for hot rods out of raw material and bending it. You follow me? That's really custom. What was going on over at the car show really wasn't a lot of custom. They call it Custom Alley.
No, but it's a lot of guys just lowering their cars, putting fancy.
There was actually professional shops there that I've seen some nice work, and then I've seen.
So the one shop is there. Every
I didn't see
single year.
fantastic work. Trust me, I've seen nice work.
There's the one shop that's there every year. They have the low rider that like jumps and everything. They have the hot rods. They were in the corner last year. I think people posted a picture of them on.
I don't think they're there. There was a lot of guys missing. But anyway, what was there? When we talk about a custom car show, it's not like what Ken Diggett does. You follow me? He's completely custom. Even if it's a stock car, he's customizing the paint. He's customizing the fit and finish. It's not what the factory put out. He's not usually laying stickers on a car. It's usually paint work, cleared over and things like that. So I was teaching Anthony, I was like, okay, these guys have these vinyl wrap places, right? These customization shops. And then I'm looking at the wrap work. There's bubbles, there's dirt, they're peeling.
I saw that the one year I was there, they had a plastic dipped R34.
Yeah.
And it just looked like shit.
It looks like shit.
There was overspray in some areas. There were places where they didn't spray thick enough in other areas.
Yeah.
It was peeling. And
That. Cars with the Honda boys with, what do you call that when
a lot of camber.
they take parts off their suspension and let their wheels fall in?
Tilt the wheels.
It's not really
A
customization.
lot of camber. Race-inspired cosmetics.
I get it. So you can't even drive the car, and a lot of them weren't running, right? It looks like it's been a 10 or 20 year project.
I mean, my hatch had a decent bit of camber on it. But
Yeah.
It was like, it still looked good. I feel like that's kind of the limit of...
Actually, there was one Monte Carlo there that I looked at, and then I said, My Monte Carlo is 800 times more customized than that. And with a fresh coat of paint, it would be the best customized Monte Carlo for a 1986 in the custom car show. The best. It may not be the fastest or, attention to detail, but the most custom 86 Monte Carlo.
I haven't been this year yet, but last year I went, and some of the Civics there were really...
Dude, there were some Honda guys that, like, sanded it, they smooth the engine bay. I mean, they put months of work in the engine bay, but the engines weren't complete. So, like, you're showing how you can't complete something.
When I went, there were some K swaps and B swaps that were done up.
Yeah. So I'm not downing on everyone there. To each their own under the levels, but
I feel
Custom Car Alley, the Philadelphia Car Show really needs to invite more or real things to look at. And this is just me. Like, you can see it's shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. They invited more battery operated vehicles, right?
Did they?
Then it's shrinking, right? So it used to be 2 levels of the Philadelphia Expo Center or car show.
Center.
And then it shrunk, and then it shrunk, and then it shrunk, and then now they got rid of the Jeep show, and it was actually a pretty decent show last year, but it really wasn't that great. But then they invited back the Jeep off-road and the test drive track. Of course, people were going to come when they go there and go over to that and get test drives and pay or whatever the case may be is, and then ooh and ah over the cyber junk. Like, that's nothing new. Chevy only had 1 Corvette there. Like, we're there to see new cars, right? We see new products. We're also there to see the other end of what it is, like a fully restored, Volkswagen Beetle or Volkswagen Jetta or Volkswagen Bus, or just pick anything, an old Jaguar. But those guys don't come anymore, and there's a reason why, and I don't know why. Maybe they're tired of, like, even if the Philadelphia Car Club wasn't there. Philadelphia Car Club is humongous.
Yeah.
They had their own room last year of the higher end cars.
I remember.
They weren't there. So I don't know what the whole angle is there, but there wasn't a whole lot of footprint even for FC Kerbeck. FC Kerbeck did not show up.
That's surprising. Were they weren't there
last year there was smaller footprint.
They were there last year, but they weren't years prior.
So Nissan was still there. Nissan's going out of business. Nissan had a big footprint there. Hyundai and Kia.
Nissan got bought by Honda.
Hyundai and Kia, huge display. Probably the hottest girls in the whole entire thing there. Like, when you're going to talk, what I mean? You don't want Ronald McDonald displaying the cars, right?
Yeah.
There's no Ronald McDonald's there. But I was showing my son the custom car aspect and what the average person doesn't see. And we see it all the time. Like, I just paid $8,000 for this wrap. It's got bubbles. It's got dirt in it. It's peeling. It's not tucked right. But they don't know any better. They're telling their friends that they got their car wrapped.
If I ever had a car that was wrapped, I'd probably do it myself.
Yeah.
Or I'd be getting somebody to do PPF on it.
They used to have a big representation for car audio. That's gone. You used to be able to get inside the car that was customized, and they would blast it so you could feel the vibrations and sound.
It's
Not there.
Never been like that for me. I mean,
you've never been there when I was there? No. I've been going to the Philadelphia Auto Show for a long time.
I went maybe once or twice before COVID, but I mean, since I got my license, I've gone every year.
And the vendors, there used to be a lot more vendors. Gone.
Well, now all the vendors are it's a lot of like detailing stuff.
Well, it used to be bigger than that. It's not. Yeah. It's not like that anymore. So I still feel that it's a draw, but when you start pulling away from the pool of what's there, you're gonna chase a guy like me away. I don't want to come unless I have hot chicks running around, which that was minimal, right? Or crazy custom cars, and the newest cars, and even cars that are in, they're not production cars, they're concept cars. You don't see concept cars there. Like, if Philadelphia Auto Show really wants something epic, you got to do something about it. And you're just circling the drain, in my opinion.
That means we got to get the shop in next year. We got to all finish.
So my brothers, we're gonna do it. So Bobico will be at the Philadelphia Car Show next year. My nephew's gluten-free thing. We'll have products for sale. We'll have a table. Meineke Cineminson, if we're still Meineke Cineminson. I mean, who knows what next year will bring. We will definitely have my custom car on display. We'll have Caleb's custom car or cars on display. Hopefully Jude can get his menage of
One of them though.
custom cars. Jude has like 7 cars, but we know the Corvette will be done. We don't know if it'll be broken.
They're all half baked.
But if you can get the Mazda finished, would be fantastic. If he could get, what's the other car he's got? The Lexus he's still messing around with, which is just like,
The Lexus he just fixed.
and that's custom. You got a manual swap. You did it yourself.
Yeah, but that makes
Regardless, he did it himself.
Yeah.
What's custom about this car? I got a custom alternator and a custom transmission.
I say we
swap.
gotta get Cam's Miata.
Cam's Miata.
Miata will get in there.
We'll bring Rachel Saab so everyone can see what Saab looked like in 1989.
And what a $1,000 Camden paint job looks like.
So, the Philadelphia Auto Show needs to step up. And
Yeah.
that's it. They need to invite the higher end tier of what the auto industry is. You can see that there is a lower point, right, or a
They need to
midpoint.
start giving.
It's to the point where Meek Mill didn't even have his cars.
And he always has all of his cars.
Nope.
But they need to have some type of incentive.
Meek
for-
Mill's custom cars, dream cars or fantasy cars that you would call them, weren't there.
They need to have some type of incentive for the higher class to stroll in the middle and lower class.
Yeah. And we're not down on the average guy who's
Oh no.
car
no.
customizer,
It's
not at
just-
all.
It's knowledge.
The spectrum of
ability,
what
and
that should be is just not there.
I mean,
Did you go to Philadelphia Auto
the
Show?
Philly Car Show should be the dream of what everybody wants their cars to be. Not,
Yeah. And there
not
used to be a
people-
lot more race cars there. No.
I mean, the racing scene's also taking
It's
a
still
toll.
alive.
Yeah, but it's there's nowhere to street race anymore. I mean, there are some places to street race, but
I still feel the street scene is something that shouldn't be let go. And
there's
they
still-
had Pennsylvania State Police with their little tent there.
There's still a street scene now, but
Right.
you have to have an end to the street scene because it's.
But those street scene guys have clout, right? And they have a following. So if they have guys that aren't real street racers and say, hey, they just called it, I don't know, the or 8th mile lane, over there is your real street race cars. And that's only you're invited to there. It's on a makeshift drag strip. They ain't drag racing. Their cars are all lined up like they're all ready to race. That's something to come see. Like, hey, this is the scene on the street. This is what it looks like. And then you get them guys there and maybe to say, hey, half the price or whatever the cost may be. You guys are there for the week on us, but make sure you tell everybody your millions or hundreds of followers, come check out the Philly street race scene at the car
This is
show.
how it should be. They need to incentivize the people
Yeah.
who have a following to show up.
When the street scene was big, I was in it. And then the guys that were in it before me, there was no cell phones. There was no internet. So when I started coming through with cell phones and then, internet and then social media started to boom and then the cops were like on us. Like we couldn't do anything in the street racing scene, but because everybody was like, where's the races tonight? And it was like, boom, 400,000 Facebook, it was rats, right?
Social media and the internet killed the street scene, killed car meets, it killed all the fun stuff.
Yeah, and that's why you hear it so hush hush now, like it's invite only. We don't want clowns coming with their mopeds and their mom's Honda Civics that are stock. We want real street racers. We don't want drugs and alcohol. We don't want fights. We don't want violence. We just want a race.
A lot of the time,
We don't want street bikes and quads and mini bikes.
You're not allowed. You don't get an invite to the street race unless you're racing. Most
Right.
of the time.
Yeah.
That's how it is now.
Yep.
They don't like people watching. It's if you're coming, you're racing, and that's
Yep.
it. If not, get the fuck out.
Yep, they don't want you there. All right, so I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. While we're waiting for work to do.